Hello, hello. Welcome on in. Hope you're having a good Thursday so far. Hope you've been having a good week so far. I'm excited today to be starting a new Myst game. We've played the first three. It is time for the fourth. And I'm looking forward to it. We've got good track record with these games. They've been always a fun blast. It's been exciting to see how fucked up Atris has managed to make these worlds, just through sheer incompetence and the ego the size of a small planet. It'll be exciting to see how he fucks this up this time. Let's see. So, previously in the Myst series, we rescued Atris after he and his sons both managed to trap each other in books. Turns out Atris did not do the best job with parenting, and his sons were essentially just teensy-weensy war criminals who may have done some massive human rights violations, and were maybe planning to murder him, so he trapped them in books forever, which is a little fucked up in and of itself. And if I remember correctly, one is played by a guy who looks exactly like the guy who played Holden in The Expanse. In Riven, the sequel to Myst, he tasks us with rescuing his wife from his father, who is equally fucked up, and rewards us by throwing us into a fissure of unending void and stars to find our way back home someday. Myst 3, we rescue Brad Dourif from his own anger and desire for revenge. Because it turns out those two war criminal sons did a number on his hometown, and he, has a little revenge plot. But the lesson so far is that Atris needs to stop fucking with things, but the fact that there's 2 more games in this series says to me that Atris does not stop fucking with things. So let's see Atris fuck things up again. Just deciding how I want to do. Okay, let's do this, then this. Then prepare for resolution nightmare. Okay. Okay, good. I did not lose OBS on my second monitor. I'm going to be looking to see if there's a way I can fix this, but essentially Myst 4 forces my primary monitor into a resolution that does not quite fit. And I need to find a solution to that, because it just, everything gets fucked up. Okay, where's the new game button?
This part's really cool if you're not afraid of tight spaces. Dad and me aren't, but sometimes Mom has to close her eyes when I'm driving. I think she's not home right now, because I never could have picked you up by myself if she were.
Already some fantastic parenting decisions on display here.
Recorder you've got? How cool. And I know the perfect spot to use it. Hang on. Isn't Tamana pretty from here? I remember some of the other times you visited us. You've always liked stopping here. It's one of my favorite spots, too.
Thank you for my
Go
own
ahead.
backstory.
Take a picture.
You wanna maybe... okay.
Just make sure your thumb's not in the shot. Dad always ruins his images that way.
How am get out?
Did you get it?
I hope
I
so.
think you should keep it in your journal. That way you can take it out and look at it whenever you miss us.
Am I going somewhere?
I'll tell Dad you're here. Come on.
All right. Okay, I see we don't get to navigate getting out of that, but presumably we can pull this. Yeah. The cursor changing to tell us we can go a certain direction is nice. Can we look at all of them? No. Okay. Okay. Navigation is going to take a second. Excuse me while I go through your papers real quick. Oh, I was gonna say we've been interrupted.
Hello, my friend. So you made it in one piece, so Isha's driving wasn't too erratic, I hope. Well, you're probably wondering why I asked you. And the truth is, I need your help.
Yep, you fucked it up again, we know.
As you know, my sons, Cirrus and Achenar, were trapped 20 years ago after they destroyed many of the ages I'd written. At the time, Catherine and I decided to leave them imprisoned because we'd hoped it might reform them. And now Catherine believes our son should be released. But I need an objective opinion.
No.
I must find out if either Cirrus or Achenar deserve to be freed, and you're the only one we can trust. You remember my old crystal viewer? I've made some changes to it, and I haven't yet calibrated its sound component. It'll actually be quicker if we do this together, and I can show you the two prison ages before we link to them. So if you step to the panel behind you, we can begin.
Just pointing out that presenting this as a plan that you're going to go, regardless, not filling me with tons of what you would call...
Oh, go on. This shouldn't take long.
Yeah, I was gonna, then you interrupted me.
Okay, I'm going to transmit a waveform that's being generated by the first prison age. It will appear as a yellow line in your right-hand monitor. Here it comes. In order to hear Haven, we must manipulate the blue line until it exactly matches that waveform. The blue
Okay.
line is the result of two combined signals, which we'll manipulate separately using the 3 dials, amplitude, frequency, and phase. But first, we have to select a signal to manipulate, so move the slider left or right. Now turn the leftmost dial to adjust the signal's amplitude or volume.
Wee. Okay.
The volume sounds pretty good. Now turn the dial on the far right to adjust the signal's phase. No, that's the frequency dial.
Oh.
The speed's
Excuse
about
me.
right. A little more right. More to the right. Try selecting a different signal.
What?
Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Turn the amplitude dial.
What are
Try
we-
the amplitude. That's the leftmost dial.
Ah.
The left dial seems well adjusted. Try turning the center dial to adjust the signal's frequency. Faster. Speed it up. Increase the frequency. The speed is pretty good. Try adjusting the phase.
There.
Got it. Hang on a second. I'll lock in the adjustments and send you the waveform for Spire, the second prison age. Here it comes. Try adjusting the amplitude.
You try adjusting the amplitude. Okay.
The volume sounds okay. Left. Try moving the slider. Try selecting a different signal.
Try selecting my ass.
Try the
Okay.
leftmost dial. The volume sounds pretty good. Try the frequency. That's the center dial. No, that's the phase dial. The speed's about right. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try moving the slider.
Yeah. I
Reposition
appreciate
the
that.
phase. More to the right. The phase's positioning seems fine. Adjust the leftmost dial. Less amplitude. Oh, no, too much. Try selecting a different signal. Try adjusting the phase. That's too much, my friend. No, not the frequency. A little more left. Keep moving it to the right. Try moving the slider. Try the amplitude. That's the leftmost dial. More amplitude. Try selecting a different signal. Adjust the leftmost dial. The amplitude is wrong.
I'm
Try
getting that.
turning down the amplitude. Try moving the slider. Try the phase dial. It's the one on the right. No, that's the frequency dial. Too big of an adjustment, I think. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try adjusting the frequency. That's too much, my friend. Try selecting a different signal. Try moving the slider. Adjust the center dial.
You're not wrong.
Too big of an adjustment, I think.
You're too big of an adjustment.
The frequency seems fine. Not so loud. The left dial seems well adjusted. It needs to move left. Try selecting a different signal. Try the dial on the right. Keep moving it to the left. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try moving the slider.
I just
Try selecting a different signal.
I'm
Try
going
the
to
frequency. That's the center dial. The speed's not good. No, not the amplitude. The amplitude is wrong. Decrease the frequency. The speed's about right. Try adjusting the amplitude. Turn up the volume. Try turning down the amplitude. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try adjusting the frequency. Try the center dial.
going to.
That's too much, my friend.
Who designed this?
Try
I just
moving
want
the
to talk.
slider.
Okay.
Try adjusting the frequency. Slow it down. The speed's not good. The speed's not good. Faster. Less frequency. Slower. The center dial seems well adjusted.
Going to well adjust
Reposition the phase.
face.
A little more right. It's not at the right position. No, you've gone too far. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. My fault. I shouldn't have changed it. Try moving the slider. Try the phase dial. It's the one on the right. Try selecting a different signal. Try moving the slider. Try the center dial. No, not the phase.
It's so close.
Frequency's pretty close now. It's not at the right position. The amplitude's pretty close now. Too big of an adjustment, I think. Try selecting a different signal. Try moving the slider to select a different signal. Try adjusting the phase. Try moving it right. Try moving the slider. Try the frequency. That's the center dial.
Yeah. For the love of God,
The speed is pretty good.
please tell me this is.
Adjust the phase dial. The right dial is well adjusted. Turn the amplitude dial. No, that's the phase dial. Try selecting a different signal. No. The phase was set correctly. Try moving the slider. Try the dial on the right. You've got it. Don't change a thing. I'll just lock it in here.
You lock something in here.
Ah, got it. Well done, my friend. Should be able to hear both prison ages now. So let's begin, shall we? What in the name? Oh, what a mess.
It's probably for the
The
best.
image modulator short-circuited wires are completely fused. Well, the viewer itself seems okay. So maybe if I link to Rhyme. All right. Slight change in plans, my friend. Explosion must have shut down the main power supply and damaged the viewer's external image modulator. There's another one on Rhyme, so I'm gonna link there and retrieve it. Oh, I'll have to stop at the cleft for some tools first. Why don't you get full power restored while I'm gone? Go to the water wheel control room. Close both emergency release gates, then come back here and use the crystal viewer to contact me. The crystal combination to see Rhyme is in my journal. Oh, you'll have to turn on the roof antenna before the viewer will work. Keep an eye on Yisha, will you? I'll be back.
So, okay, so we're restoring power, we're raising an antenna, we're reading a journal, and we're babysitting. Got it. You know, when he said your journal and then it looked directly here, I figured it was, there. Silly me. I like their sound effects, depending on what you're tapping. Oh, there is. Okay. Well, let's get this over with. Okay. I'm always surprised by how good it feels to return home after one of my journeys. In the day, heat shimmers off the cliffs, bathing me with unexpected warmth. At night, the gentle breezes stir the lake, and I often hear Catherine singing to Yisha. And the sound of their voices fills me with such joy. I find myself wondering why I ever left. Perhaps I am more aware of this tonight, having spent so much time alone in Rhyme. The trip was unavoidable. It has been weeks since I viewed Cirrus and Achenar's prison ages, and I needed to be assured of their safety. The crystal viewer did not show much, so I began considering how I might improve it. I am now fairly certain I can achieve a tighter image if I redesign the mechanism itself. I have yet to tell Catherine of these plans. I do not wish to raise our hopes prematurely. After far too brief a visit with my family, I have returned to Rhyme to conduct preliminary tests. The frigid temperatures of this age are vital for the crystals to function, yet I find it increasingly difficult to work in the cold. Perhaps I can find a way to simulate extreme temperatures inside the viewer itself, so that I can install it in the Tomana when ready. Tonight I set aside experimentation for a few hours to watch the lights illuminate Rhyme's sky. Their beauty has not dimmed since I first saw them. I could not fully enjoy the show, however, for it put me in the mind of Cirrus and Achenar, and the months we spent here constructing the towers. Soon, what had been a happy memory for me was mired in regrets. I doubt I will ever know what caused my sons to become so greedy. I only know that when they looked at the ages described in my library, fantastic worlds one could travel to easily simply by touching a book's linking panel, they saw only dreams of wealth and power. They devised a plan, an evil plan. When my back was turned, they linked to my ages, plundered and destroyed them. I know Cirrus and Achenar must pay a price for these crimes, yet it brings me no joy to picture them stranded on the two uninhabited ages I wrote to protect my library from thieves. I only hope that my sons will someday reject their wicked yearnings and find it in their hearts to reform. I mean, I think the fact that you are, looking at it from a point of them stealing shit and not the fact that they killed a whole bunch of people is a small part of the problem. It's a teensy little problem. After experimenting with several liquid gases, I have found a pressure variable that should allow the crystal to... Yeah, it's fine. It should allow the crystal viewer to function in Tomana. Tomorrow I link to Rilashan to enlist help from the Guild of Machinists. Catherine was unusually subdued when I showed her the new blueprints. She trusts that the viewer will work, but wishes we could visit our sons in person. I would like that as well, but until I am convinced of remorse, I cannot risk their escaping. I was fairly certain that the evaporator coils would work, and indeed, I was able to achieve a blurry image of Spire within the new viewer's blank book. Unfortunately, a more powerful suppressor is needed to stabilize the image. Guildmaster Indritus suggested that I install several geodes inside the roof of the observatory and use an antenna to focus them. This should amplify the clean frequency enough that the crystal viewer can work. Success. Not only was I able to view both Spire and Haven, but I also saw my laboratory on Rhyme quite clearly. The crystal code for Rhyme was difficult to remember, having not had much reason to use it previously. I must make a full list of codes so soon, but for now I will keep Rhymes close at hand. Okay, so red, blue, yellow, green, red, blue. Let's call this turquoise. Okay. Red, turquoise, yellow, green, blue. I forgot my notebook. Where's a pen? Be right back. Okay. Rhyme. Red, turquoise, yellow, green, blue. I always knew my sons had great potential, but today I saw something that truly amazed me. Sirius is harnessing electricity. At least that is why I assumed the viewer caught for a brief glimpse of something I've never seen before in his age. It had to be a man-made construction. Yeah, definitely nothing to worry about there. A burst of interference destabilized the image before it could study the device properly, but its existence offers proof that at least one of my sons is making the most of his confinement, rather than wallowing in despair. The interference effect is curious. It has disrupted my viewing of pages on more than one occasion. Although I first assumed it to be a problem with the geodes, I now believe it to be subsonic in origin. I think the roof antenna is picking up wave fluctuations emitted by one or more ages. If this is true, I might be able to use the fluctuations to hear what is occurring in an age. I shall have to think on this carefully. It has been an exciting 2 weeks. Catherine, Nisha, and I have just returned from Rilashan, where I spent most of my time in conversations with various guildmasters. I am now convinced that the shape and color of the crystals gives them individual resonance signatures. By combining the resonances of 5 crystals together, I can discover a global pattern of emissions. A sound signature, as it were, that is unique to the age being viewed. Guildmaster Indritus assisted me in drawing up plans for a filtration panel that will enable the antenna to hone in on whatever wave fluctuations I want. I truly will be able to listen in on an age. Tomorrow I begin building the panel. I have decided to use Rhyme as its present configuration, since that is the age which first enabled me to construct a crystal viewer. The panel is finished. I am too tired to test it tonight. Catherine tried to hide it, but the sounds we heard coming from Akinar's prison age nearly brought her to tears. Once again, I had to reassure her of its safety. My words eventually convinced her, but I know she longs for more substantive proof. I fear she may take matters into her own hands soon. I must confess, I too long for more information than the viewer is currently providing. Tomorrow I shall link to Rhyme. I have an idea for an attachment, something akin to a moving eye, that will allow me to change points of view while it is using the crystal viewer. If it works, I may finally be able to see if my sons have reformed. Okay. That is, not the button. Okay, right click, yeah. Okay. Time to figure out where the fuck anything is. Is this an elevator? Does appear to be. Okay, can't go all the way down. Or I didn't line it up correctly. We're out. Okay, so this is probably going to be useful.
Hey, come here. You gotta see this.
Okay, we've entered the babysitting portion of our duties.
Don't worry. He'll come back. It's his favorite sleeping spot. My necklace showed it to me. Got it 2 weeks ago on an age called Serenia. Shows me all kinds of stuff. You think that's strange that my necklace shows me things? Dad does. He says a lot of things I've seen on Serenia aren't real. My brothers believe me, though.
Well, that's probably not a great sign. Okay, we can't go this way. Seems just a little suspicious that she has apparently spoken with the bros. Hello there. The ending has not yet been written. I do like the varying sound effects. It's a nice touch. Interesting. I think this is missed. It's the clock tower, the little thing that I know where this is. Okay, so we're inside. The code panel is going to be here. This may be something that more used later. Maybe they aren't on. Maybe we turn them off. Maybe it's the power. Yeah, that would seem to make a certain amount of sense. Which still brings us back to the whole we need to figure out where to turn the power back on thing. That's where we started. Did I miss something here? Ugh. Okay, that's locked. Alright, so that's as far as we can go here. So far. This looks promising. Well, we pressed the button, we pulled the lever. Nothing visibly changed that I can tell. Leave that as is for now. It has disappeared. Found her.
Let me guess. Dad blew the power again, didn't he?
It's
He
true.
does that a lot. Mom made him install an extra power box in here just in case. Oh no! This box is supposed to make sure certain things always work in the house. There aren't enough rows lit up correctly. Only a green light on top of a failed row means something's getting power. I wonder if we can move them. Better not. Mom doesn't like me messing with electrical stuff. Come on, little guy, let's go see our friends.
Ah, but nothing prevents me from messing with electrical stuff.
Hey, I never noticed that before. It's so cool. I think my beetles are making a nest.
Oh. I was like, the door? You never noticed the door before?
Oh, wow. I'll have to show this to Dad soon as he gets home. He loves this kind of stuff.
So we got a manual for this thing here? Okay, that's a reset. Ah. We take from this one, put it on this one, right? Okay. Question is, what do these Did I just discover fast travel? I did.